I got very inspired by a recent video by Sandy Hester, which is amongst my most favorite YouTubers, and she was painting using her old family photos as a reference, and I thought that this is a really brilliant idea to travel in time, go into memories, and also practice painting. And today I had some free time that I could be alone in my studio, and I decided to try it out. First, I went through my photo storage at home. I had to dig deep to find something cool, and I did find this beautiful photo of me, my mother, and my little brother back in 2006. I was probably about 16, and he was very little, and we were standing there on this very sunny day, and we were smiling, and I can feel and I can even I guess remember that we were really happy at the time. Our family wasn't so happy all the time. We had our ups and downs, and my childhood was pretty traumatic at times, but I can remember at this time being a teenager. I was probably happy about my looks, and I wanted to feel feminine, so I wore some cool stuff like a crop top and my own handmade bag, which was made out of old jeans, and I was holding my little brother's hand, and we were smiling, and I can remember this memory being so joyful. So it really brought back so many good memories, and I think this was the perfect photo to paint. And as you can see, I'm not really using paint. I'm starting out with markers and pencils. I wanted to use all kind of media, mixed media, and not limit myself at all, so I can just do it freely and pick whatever I want as I'm going. And it really kept me excited, and I tried to be loose and not go into much detail, but still make it look as this photo and depict all the things that I could see in the picture. I saw this car in the back and some foliage, and I tried to paint and draw our clothes accurately. I really liked my brother's dungarees. I think he looks super cute in this photo. He has a beautiful white shirt. He kind of looks festive for a little kid, and his tiny hands that is holding mine. And I also found it really funny that my mom closed her eyes while this photo was taken, and I decided to keep her eyes closed so I could remember just how it was. And I was smiling, showing my teeth, which I normally did because I thought it was making me look prettier. And I really loved the fact that I can see myself being a creative here, because I'm carrying my own handbag that I have crafted myself. I remember I did several handbags, and I was pretty shy to take them anywhere with me. I would never wear those to school or something, but on this occasion, probably it was some weekend or something, so I wore it proudly. And I'm wearing jeans. I love wearing jeans up to this day, and I used to love wearing jeans always. I wasn't really a skirt kind of girl. I used to wear pants and jeans most of the time. And yeah, I really enjoyed this photo reference, and I tried to play with different colors and acrylic paint and pencils, and I really loved building this image, and I think it kind of felt really refreshing to take a break from painting in a sketchbook that I was doing all the time for past weeks, a lot of weeks probably, and this was something new. I'm painting on hot press paper, which absorbs paint perfectly and is perfect for probably any medium. It's pretty thick. I have a huge album of that, which I plan to use up. I had several albums like this, and they are all used up, so I bought another one, and you can just tear out a a piece of paper and just start painting your mini painting, which is not as precious as a canvas, but still feels like a full-on painting. So the biggest challenge for me probably was not to go into much detail with faces. I really wanted to depict how we were feeling that day. I wanted to show our smiles. I wanted to make sure that it's pretty obvious that we're holding hands, and it was hard to paint in the noses and the tiny beady eyes there because everything is just so small and not so perfect, more like loose and free. I also feel like one of my hands turned out too long, but that's how it goes. I mean, I'm not feeling bad about it. I still like this. I want to hang it on my wall just so I can remember this happy memory from my childhood. And yeah, I really enjoyed this, building up this image, and I really enjoy looking back at it, how it emerged, how it turned out. At some point, as always, I was feeling that nothing is going to work, that everything sucks, and it's just a horrible, horrible thing. But I mean, I'm doing it for myself mostly. I wanted to practice and do some painting. I really had this itch to create for the whole day today, but I was feeling lazy. It's a weekend, it's Sunday, and I didn't really feel like taking out my paints while everyone were still at home. But now, since I'm home alone, and this is the best time for me to create, I really create best when I'm alone and not bothered and not worried about if I should cook for someone or clean something or whatever or do homework with my son. So yeah, I was just busy creating freely, and I also, for the first time, got back to my studio. I stopped painting in my studio because the sun was out and I wanted to use the daylight, and my studio is very, very dark, and you can only paint if you use artificial light, and this very bright lamp really makes my eyes hurt, and also the sun feels so much different and energizing. I'm really addicted to sunny days, and whenever the weather is gloomy, I can feel my everything is getting gloomy, and yeah, I'm not feeling it. Whenever there's rain, I just want to lay down and do nothing. But when the sun is out, it changes everything. I can just feel happier instantly just because the sun is out. So whenever there's a sunny day, I try to use my dining table in our living room, and I just pull out the curtains to let maximum sun inside, and I paint at the table. But this time it's really dark already. It's a late evening right now, so I had to use my artificial light, and the circumstances made me go back to my studio, which I'm also pretty happy about because I feel like my studio is too abandoned. I forgot all about it. It's very messy. I really need to clean things up and throw things away and organize. But since I'm really scared of getting back to painting on canvases and getting back to all this rhythm of create and sell, which I was really obsessed with, now I mostly try to create for myself, to practice, to learn things, to learn to observe the details, learn to see things in the reference. And I'm getting out of breath here talking. So yeah, it was pretty excited to get back to my studio, and I did paint this while I was standing. I didn't even sit down because I was so excited. I did squint a little. I did go down on my table to see things better, but I mostly was standing also because when you're not getting too close to the surface that you're painting on, it helps you to be a little looser with your brush strokes and not go into detail as much, which I really wanted to do because I feel like these loose paintings feel so authentic and a little bit childish probably, but they feel so warm and pure and natural. I don't know. I really like this style, and if I would have to pick a painting for my apartment, I would probably rather pick something like this instead of a very detailed, hyper-realistic thing that looks like a photo. I really like to see the brush strokes. I like the textures that you can get. Even if I'm painting with markers, I often like to leave some see-through marks that you can see the strokes and you can tell that it was painted and not just, I don't know, something stuck on top. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really tried to make my jeans look like jeans, and I really like to have our hairstyles look properly. We have pretty similar hair because we're a family, we're relatives, we all have brown curly hair. And my brother had, I can remember, he had longish hair at the time. His hair was growing out, and at some point he even looked a little bit like a little girl, but he was so cute with his chubby cheeks. I can remember that all my world turned around when he got born. I really was so excited. We were living in the moment together with my mom as she was pregnant. We even slept together. We shared the bed because I was so worried of how she would feel and about the baby kicking. I can remember that we would sleep and I would hug her belly and feel my brother kicking. I'm sorry if I'm going into too much personal detail, but this is just what I remembered as I was painting this. And I even was dreaming about having a brother at some point. I can remember having very vivid dreams of going holding hand with a little boy, and I first thought that I'm probably having dreams of my future son or something, but I was too young at the time. And then when my mom announced the news, I was super shocked. Probably I wasn't waiting for a brother already. I was 15-year-old, like a full-on teenager, having my own life, dating boys, caring about clothes and stuff. And then she told me like, girl, we're having a baby. And I was so shocked, and then I was super excited. And when we welcomed him in this world, everything just got really brighter and happier for me overall, everything. And yeah, I even sometimes got told, people were thinking when I was going outside with him alone without my mom, people would say like, here's a young girl, she has a baby, you should learn better, blah blah blah. But I was just laughing at it, because I was so old already. We have this huge age gap of 15 years, but I'm so grateful for universe and for my mom to have brought me this beautiful gift of having a brother. I feel like it really changes everything for you when you're no longer a single child in the family and you have someone else for you in this universe. And I'm just grateful for my mom and for my brother, and I'm grateful for this painting experience, for having the time and experiencing all this joy of painting. I hope that this inspired you to create something. Go grab your materials and get painting, drawing, feel the excitement. I really wish you a great creative time, and thank you so much for watching my video. I hope it was helpful and interesting and you enjoyed hearing me chat. So I will see you soon.